Hey guys, I'm Destiny. I'm going to talk a little bit about Final Fantasy 15. I don't really do I don't do like professional game reviews. The amount of games that I've played probably pales in comparison to 95% of the people that make YouTube videos like this. But it seems like it's really rare to find people that will play through an entire game and then go over the entire experience at the end. It seems like there's this big like mad dash to have like the first content out of a game, and you play through like an hour of it and then you put it down and you're just like, oh well, here's my beginning, whatever, right? Which in my opinion, are pretty much worthless thoughts. I really don't care what anybody's first hour impression is of an RPG whose gameplay is supposed to be 40 plus hours, right? And you know, what's fun for an hour can drag for 20 or 30 hours, and what's boring for an hour could be expanded upon and made awesome, you know, by the end of the experience. So yeah, a lot of people, you know, because I play through these games, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, Destiny, you know, give us our opinions. And I thought I would just kind of run through a bunch of, I guess, a bunch of thoughts about Final Fantasy 15. So Final Fantasy 15 is, to me, it's the same thing as Metal Gear Solid 5 in that the base of this game is like a 9 out of 10. All of the elements are here to make an awesome fucking game. And I say that not expecting to have said that, you know, after going into it, playing a PlayStation, you know, I'm typically a PC gamer and having a kind of a negative view of Square Enix, I guess, post Final Fantasy X. So I'm making these comparisons to Metal Gear Solid 5 because honestly, it almost seems like somebody copy pasted all of the problems of Metal Gear Solid 5. So things that apply to both games. These games on a foundational level have so many awesome things. The gameplay is really well done. The scenery, the way the games look. I mean, obviously, Metal Gear Solid 5 looked better than Final Fantasy 15 just by nature of being on the PC. But for a PlayStation game, I was pretty shocked. It did look really good. There were obviously some FPS issues. Personally, I would sacrifice a little bit of looks for 60 FPS. Whether that's a lower resolution maybe, or you know less shit on screen or whatever. I don't like 30 FPS as opposed to 60, but the game looked really well. It did. It looked really good. Everything was animated, you know, passively, and the backgrounds looked really cool, and all the effects and everything. Like, it looked really nice. And just all of the ingredients are there to make a game that's really good, but the game itself was just fucking horrible. I guess I won't go on too much about Metal Gear Solid 5, but let me just talk through some of Final Fantasy 15. So focusing on the game, let me start with the good. Okay, I've already kind of said the way the game looks is actually really good. The game looks really good. I'm really surprised. Maybe I haven't played enough PlayStation or Xbox games, you know, in this generation, but the way the game looked was really good. And the animations and everything looked really nice. Kind of. I'll get into that later. And the music was also really fucking good, right? I guess these are kind of staples with Square still, right? Where the animation is good, the music is good. The music is really fucking awesome. The composer, Yoko Shimomura, is somebody, you know, they've done work on Parasite Eve a long fucking time ago, more recently Kingdom Hearts. I really like her as a composer, and the songs are really fucking cool. Even if you can barely hear them, and even if there's barely any time in this game given to any of the awesome music, unfortunately. But, the world and the way that you travel the world is a really cool idea. I like the idea, even though the execution was probably shit. The idea of driving around and hanging out with your buddies is that's a cool idea, and getting familiar with the world and exploring it. Cool ideas, and I keep saying cool ideas because in a second I'm going to talk about the execution. But yeah, the combat system itself, I went into the game, from the very moment I went into the game, I was ready to shit all over the combat system. It plays itself, blah, 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 blah. But no, it was actually pretty fun. It was fun to play. Pretty simple. Not quite Shadows of Mordor tier simple, but, you know, you fucking mash your buttons, fly around all over the place. You know, it's rewarding when you're slicing people up and slashing them up. A little bit Dark Souls-esque in terms of how some of the combat plays out. And that's more criticism of Dark Souls than anything, where in Dark Souls, once you get good at the game, basically what you're doing is you're running into every enemy and you're just rolling, you know, behind them over and over and over again and then attacking. That's kind of what you end up doing in Final Fantasy 15 a lot. You just roll, hug, roll, and then attack at the back. And yeah, the foundation of the game that is Final Fantasy 15. The chocobos, the world map, the graphics, the music, all of the ingredients are there for it to be really, really, really cool. But holy shit. I think I got the good stuff out of the way. I'm just going to damn. Oh my god. I guess starting with the story. The reason why I'm so disappointed in this game, let me just put this out there, okay? I guess if you're looking for like an overall score in the game, I guess I saved that for the end, right? The reason why I'm so disappointed in this game is because the things that it did well, it did them so much better than I was expecting. I was expecting the whole game to fall on its face, but it didn't. It had the ingredients to be really cool. But I don't know if it's a lack of direction or what. Going into the criticism, man, the story was really fucking bad. I think I'm not even sure if I'm pretty sure the story was really bad, but I mean it was really clusterfucky and kind of hard to follow. And just yeah, I don't know. Like what was, I guess you were a prince, you left your city to go on like I guess a diplomatic mission, and then your city all gets fucked and dies, and I know a lot of people are going to tell me, you know, you were supposed to watch the movie or the anime. Nah, fuck that shit, dude. If you're playing a game, all of the story should be explained in the game. I don't buy into that other media that you need to read or experience in order to, nah, fuck that, dude. That doesn't work. That doesn't work that way. Same thing with movies. You know, if somebody's like, well, if you read the comic or if you read the book, you'd understand. Nah, sorry, dude, I'm watching a movie. Okay, it should be explained in the movie. Unless these are literally like a sequel of, or like a part 2 or whatever, like official canon, like I don't know. So I didn't watch the anime movie or anything, or no, I didn't watch the CGI movie or any of the anime of the characters coming in. So I guess I missed that. Maybe it would have illuminated a little bit of the story for me, but I thought the story was a clusterfuck. It didn't have. It lacked. I'm gonna make a lot of comparisons to Final Fantasy VII because that was my favorite Final Fantasy, and because I think that Final Fantasy VII does a lot of things well. I think there's a reason why that game is a classic, because it does some things with storytelling that are classically right. So I don't think that this game gives us a very good villain. I'm totally spitballing this whole review, by the way. I'm not going like super scripty. Maybe I will for future reviews, but so this is a little clusterfucky. Bear with me. The villain of this game is just really bad. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the dude with the fucking cape and the whatever. I don't even remember his name, right? Or the cloak. At first, he's you never really get this. I don't know. You never really get this clear view in your head of why he's the villain. I guess towards the end of the game, you find out that he's I don't think he's your brother. I think he's somehow in the family. Maybe he's your brother. I don't remember. But for the first half of the game, he's like your friend. So and you drive cars with him and you follow him around. And you kind of bro out a little bit and he helps you a little bit. So you never really get to build up this like fuck this guy. You don't have this like driving, motivating force that drives you the entire game. The same way that I'll use Final Fantasy VII, a game with a strong villain, right? Sephiroth is somebody that for 80% of the game, this is the villain. This is the guy that you are going after, and Final Fantasy VII sets that up really well. It uses a couple of really cool elements that exist in the game, the mechanics themselves, and then in the game itself that make it really awesome. Let me give a few examples from Final Fantasy VII that make Sephiroth an awesome villain, right? So when you first talk about him and you go to the flashbacks, Sephiroth is in your party, right? And you've played the combat in Final Fantasy VII, and now you get to play a flashback with Sephiroth in your party, and he's really strong, right? He's got like 6,000 HP. He's got Fire 3, Ice 3, Lightning, Bolt 3. Bolt 3 is what it was called, Bolt in that game, right? And he just destroys everything, all these monsters. He's so powerful. It's like, holy shit, like this, he's in my party, he's so good, right? And that's awesome, because you get to see, not only are you told, like, oh, Sephiroth's real strong, you get to see him in combat, in the game's combat, and you get to see how strong he is, right? Not only that, but you also follow Sephiroth around, and you see how strong he is, right? After you leave the Chocobo Ranch, if you run into the marsh and you're not ready, and that Midgar Zolom pops up, you're fucking dead. You're insta-dead. And even if you try to fight him, this guy does like 600 damage a shot, enough to one-shot your party members if they're in the front row, right? If this guy, if you manage to get the Midgar Zolom down to a certain HP, to where he stands up, I think it's 1,000 HP, right? I think he stands up and then he casts beta on your party, then your whole party is wiped. It's like 2,000 damage a shot, right? Unless you have like a very special setup to survive it early on, right? So you run into this monster, it'll kill you instantly, right? Well, if you manage to cross the marsh by getting a chocobo, right, which you do, and then you cross the marsh, as soon as you make it to the other end, guess what you find impaled in a fucking spike, right? The Midgar Zolom, right? Sephiroth killed this thing with his own fucking bare hands. He's a monster, right? And you spend that entire game with this guy in your head, this ultimate fucking badass, and this is the guy that you have to become better than and kill somehow, right? And you do it slowly during the game, and you do it using the same mechanics, right? When you pass through when you get to Nibelheim and you run into those same monsters that Sephiroth could kill in a single swing, you're still fighting them. It's still difficult for you. You're not really powerful yet. But by the time you reach the end of the game and you've got 9,999 HP, you got all your weapons, you are stronger. And then you fight him as the final boss, and you beat him, hopefully, unless you suck, right? That all of that theming, I think Ego Raptor talks about this a lot in his Mega Man X game. All of that kind of theming gives us a really awesome villain, because we see him, we interact with him in the game, and using the game's mechanics. We see him in the story interacting with other characters and seeing how fucking powerful he is. He kills a main character, right? Something that you probably weren't expecting. Just in all of these different ways, we have Sephiroth set up to be the perfect villain. In this game, they make it feels, I don't want to say it feels like Final Fantasy VII, because I might be missing other illusions, because I'm not as well versed in the world of Square as I used to be. I did play 8, 9, and 10. I didn't play anything past that. And Tactics. Fuck yes, Tactics. That's my second favorite game. But you get this guy, you get him in your party a little bit. You get a couple people in your party a little bit. Both of the people that you get in your party in Final Fantasy 15, one is, I think, the brother of Lunafreya. I think? No, it's the other dude that's helping you find your swords initially. I don't remember any of these names, but that's not my fault. They're just really boring, shitty people, okay? And then I think you also get that dude in your party. No, I don't think you get him. You get the other guy. Anytime you get a guest in your party, they're really lackluster. I don't think they're that cool. They don't really showcase that many abilities. Like, I don't know. It feels like nothing in the game's mechanics are ever showing you like how cool or awesome somebody else is, right? You never really get that same that same idea. And then going back to the villain, right? Which is usually what it seems to me. Early Square games were kind of all about like the villain, like having that lead villain to follow, or some kind of big evil that you're following. And in Final Fantasy 15, you don't really get that. So you never have that drawn. These are really easy ways, in my opinion, to get people drawn into your game, is to have a guy that you just want to fucking kill, right? This is the guy that we're working towards. Instead, we're working towards this vague Magiteka army empire that killed your dad, and then eventually we're working towards killing the guy in the fucking robes because he kills Lunafreya. But yeah, I don't know. I never feel a strong connection to that. Kind of going along with that same thing, I have my note written down here as Lameo Freya. Damn, dude, what's going on here? Romance is another really easy way to draw characters into games. In Final Fantasy VII, you see it with Tifa and you see it with Aeris, right? And the death of a character that your character is romantically involved in, these are really powerful scenes. These are easy ways to elicit powerful emotional responses from a viewer. You spend the entire game going to meet Lunafreya. You get like 2 flashbacks when you're like 11 years old, and then you finally meet her and she gets killed like immediately after. Like, what the fuck? And it felt really cheap and really just bad. Like, am I really supposed to give a fuck that this character was killed? Like, I've had no time with her whatsoever, right? Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, and then the character cries, and it's like, dog, like, I don't know. That was really disappointing to me. They also do it a little bit in the beginning too, where you get a call and your father's dead, and it's like, dog, I don't give a fuck. Maybe if I watched the movie, I would have given a fuck. Maybe if I watched the 15-part anime, I would have cared. Maybe if I would have, watched the right tweet. I don't know, dude. Like, in the game, you're not really given much of a reason to care about any of these deaths, but they're thrown at you, and you're expected to believe them and buy them as being these emotionally horrible things. Never mind the fact that, every time a big death like this happens, Noctis carries on like he really doesn't give a fuck at all. Like, afterwards, Noctis just kind of carries on and it's whatever, right? It doesn't seem to have that big of an impact on the character. Also, along the same vein, and I see how I'm drawing this all together. Along the same vein, your 3 bros, let's see, your main character's Noctis, you've got Gladiolus, you've got Prompto, and then you've got Ignis, right? You've got these 3 bros, and none of these characters are really developed that much, in my opinion. You get a little kind of a scene with Prompto where he says he was bullied and, whatever. And Ignis is kind of an older, smarter guy that kind of looks out for you. And then Gladiolus is kind of, I guess like your big brother protector. And again, maybe this is illustrated more in the anime, but in the game, you don't really get any of these like bonding moments. Well, you get these kind of, you know, these bonding moments where you're driving around in the car and whatnot, but you don't really get this deep character association where you really understand where these characters are coming from, what their past and history is, right? This is something that I think Final Fantasy VII does really, really, really well. Every single character you pick up has a not only a backstory, but one that you explore in depth in the game, right? The whole Wutai section is dedicated to exploring Yuffie's past. Everything you find in the Shinra Mansion and when you find the Cave of Lucretia, and part of the main story is involved in Vincent's past. In Barrett, when you go to, I think, is it called the Coral Town? Oh, I don't remember that the place where the train can fuck up if you fuck that whole question, right? You learn about Dyne, you learn about Marlene, his daughter, and then his wife and everything. You learn about all of Barrett's past, right? Obviously Tifa and Cloud's past. You learn a lot about Aeris's past, right? When you go to Rocket Town, you learn all about Cid's past, right? Red 13, you go through the caves that his grandfather, that Bugenhagen dude, sends him through, and you learn about his father, Seto, the warrior, and everything, right? And all of these characters get like their own parts of the game, and it's awesome because then you understand and you feel so much more about the characters every time you finish one of their mini arcs, right? When Red 13 comes out of the cave and, you know, he understands that his father wasn't a coward and all of that, and it's like, oh, cool, and he's going to come and join us, and you have these emotional connections to these characters afterwards, or at least you should, right? And that's awesome. You built all of these characters up, and you go through the game, and it makes everything in the game story-wise so much better. The dynamics of the characters, the relationships between these characters when they're talking, when they're having conversations, are all so much more meaningful when you have these deep relationships with the characters, right? None of that really exists. I guess they try to do it a little bit with Prompto, but other than that, you don't really get any of that in Final Fantasy 15. And the reason why that bothers me so much is because I think that the game is set up in such a way that if you actually had developed relationships with these characters, if stories were written out for them, the game would gives you the opportunity to mesh with them so much, right? Like the battle system, that combat system in Final Fantasy VII would actually be really cool. Like in Final Fantasy VII, the idea of, you know, protecting a more vulnerable party member like Aeris while she heals you in combat, not only do you have these relationships that exist outside of the combat system, but these relationships can play out in the combat system, where Aeris plays more of a defensive protective role, where she's curing you or buffing you while you're fighting. That kind of a thing would be really fucking sick, right? Or Yuffie maybe is more cowardice. If she gets at half HP, she kind of runs away and is throwing fucking her little shuriken thing from far away. You know, you've got, you know, Vincent's ability to transform into a monster. Just all of these relationships, you know, your protection, the way that you play around in these fights, I feel like they would have been so much more meaningful if the relationships to the characters were expressed more as part of the mechanics in the battles, right? I think that makes sense in the way that I'm explaining that, right? You care more about what's going on, as opposed to in Final Fantasy 15, the combat system is cool, but you don't really give a fuck about what any of your party members are doing. They don't really do anything cool aside from their special abilities, right? They pretty much just stand there and auto attack, and you just kind of run around, and if one of you gets knocked down, somebody has to go pick somebody up. But like even Prompto with a pistol will like stand right in front of an enemy and just, you know, bang, 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 shoot him, and it's like, okay, well, you're getting killed over and over again because you should be ranged. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like you had the ability to express so many relationship dynamics in that combat system, but the relationship dynamics didn't exist, so you end up not giving a fuck at all about those systems, right? Whereas, again, like if you were to throw in, you know, really in any of the Final Fantasies up to 10, like if you were to throw in, you know, these characters with all these intricate relationships into this combat system, they could interact with each other in ways that mirror the story and give you like this so much more cohesive experience that would have just been so fucking cool, dude. It would have been so awesome. Yeah, so the lack of characters is really cool. Is not cool. I'm sorry. The lack of characters is really disappointing. The lack of character development, because I feel like it could have been expressed in the dynamics of this game so much more, right? Or like imagine if you have like a car where you're traveling around all the time, right? And your characters are talking or whatever, and then you wind up in the part where you go to the Forgotten City and Aeris is killed, right? The car rides afterwards would be like so much quieter and more awkward, and you know, like different. Like there's so many emotions that could be expressed there that could play on the gameplay and the story and be expressed in the gameplay, and like, fuck, that would have been so cool. But the story and characters were so fucking bad. Fuck, that sucked. the world map was fucking horrible. Fuck. The way that you traveled the world map, this is another thing that's disappointing. The way that you traveled the world map was actually really cool. You got the car and you had to drive around and shit, which forced you to look around and, you know, interact with your buddies in the car and whatnot. Okay. And that idea was cool. But the map itself sucked. Like, there was one cool thing I remember in the entire game while you're driving around, and that cool thing was the city that had the big Titan dude holding up the rock, because it had like it had the cool like flames coming out of it, and then there was like the cratered thing where you saw the meteor or whatever hit the planet. Like, that looked cool, but the rest of the world looked so boring. This is a fucking Final Fantasy game. How do you have like all the little towns felt copy and pasted as fuck? Right? Whereas in a normal Final Fantasy game, anytime you discover a new town, that's a really cool thing. Like, new towns usually have story-relevant things, maybe some kind of cool side quests, maybe some kind of awesome, development of a character. Maybe you find out a little bit more about the past of a character that brings more interest to the character, more dynamic to the character. But instead, you just had like copy-pasted itty-bitty towns that offered fuck all in terms of interest. Like, what you've got in every town, you've got like a hotel, you've got a little eating place where you get these boring as fuck side quests, and then you've got Frog Lady and Dog Tag Man, which sucks. Every city sucked except for like that one big one. The first big story city that has the Titan in it, and then I guess you could argue maybe the city at the end of the map was okay, or at the end of the game, the one that when you go back into your destroyed empire or whatever, and then the one I think when you go to like Niflheim or whatever, these are kind of cool, but they're not really on the world map, and you'll get to drive around to explore them. Yeah, that's really disappointing. Like, again, I'm trying to stay consistent with my examples. If you look at Final Fantasy VII, being able to travel the world map in 3D and look at Midgar, the imagination of that place is awesome. You've got these slum fuck cities that exist beneath these massive plates that are held up, right? The appearance of that would look so cool to be able to drive by that and see that in 3D. Or like looking at Rocket Town, right? To see the giant rocket just sitting there, right? Or Mideel, right? After the Mako or the live stream pops up and you have all of that the live stream just pooling there, right? And it's so bright and the city is destroyed. Or seeing Junin with the giant cannon facing at the ocean and the harbor and the way that it all closes up, right? These are places that if you drove by them, or the Condor, Fort Condor, right, where you see the giant phoenix at the top, being able to drive by and see that, right? These are all places that if you okay, I'll stop naming places, right? But you get the point, right? You driving by and looking at these places would be really cool. And almost every city, it feels, in Final Fantasy VII at least, offered something that would be kind of neat to look at, right? With a couple exceptions. The Golden Saucer, how cool would that be to go by and see that, right? And in Final Fantasy 15, you're just driving by these shitty fucking villages that suck. They've got like 3 buildings, and it's like, the fuck is the point of this? Why not they should just be like 4 places on the map, like built out really cool, or something that is just something that makes you imagine, right? Like, imagine going to the world of Final Fantasy VII, right? It's cool. There's a lot of cool shit. In the world of Final Fantasy 15, everything just looks boring as fuck, and they drive cars, and it's just fuck. It sucks, dude. What the fuck is the point of all that? Getting into the same vein of things, the side quests, oh my god, they were fucking horrible. Hunting monsters sucked. The hunting monster thing is okay if you have unique and cool monsters to go after, like weapons, right? Like Ruby and Ruby and Diamond and Emerald and Ultima. All the weapons from 7 were all really fun to fight. A few of them plot essential, a few of them not. But in this game, it's just usually stronger versions of normal monsters. And there's like a million of these fucking quests that you go around and you do. There's so many of these fucking things. The fuck is the point, dude? It's copy-pasted bullshit. It's boring as fuck. It offers nothing to the game. You're not extending the enjoyment of the game. You're extending the game time, right? The total playtime. It's not a good way to do it. And then even the side quests that were unique, so not the hunter ones, you had Frog Lady and you had Dog Tag Man. So Dave is some lazy piece of shit that somehow has 15, brothers in every city, like an Officer fucking Jenny or something. And you go to every city, and there's always like a Dave there, and he's like, yo, go to a place and find a dog tag, which is like a hunter mission in disguise. You typically run to a place, you kill some monsters, you pick up a dog tag, and you go back. Fucking boring. Every single one of these quests is like this. Boring as fuck. You don't even get any kind of lore or explanation of how the dude died, right? Or any kind of thing that would tie it into the world. It's literally just copy-pasted bullshit. Same thing with Frog Lady. There's a lady who is some world-renowned chemist or biologist or something, and you go to some place, you kill some monsters, you pick up frogs, and then you give her the shit. What the fuck, dude? It's fucking boring as fuck. Why? And these are copy-pasted. You do this like 4 times for each of these people, and it's like the most boring as fuck copy-pasted bullshit. And fuck, dude, the side quests sucked, and it's really painful because usually side quests in a Final Fantasy game should be about not as important, but should offer like a ton of enjoyment, right? Remember Blitzball in Final Fantasy X? I'm sorry, sticking to Final Fantasy VII. But like if you look at Final Fantasy VII, right, side quests like the Golden Saucer area, offers a bunch of enjoyment. Breeding chocobos that gives you the ability to access, like Knights of the Round, and I think I don't think you get 4x cut. No, 2x cut comes from the Galinka, right? But the Galinka, right? That's a whole other extra bonus area that you can explore using the submarine. That's a whole side area that gets you cool as fuck. I think you pick up Hades down there. You get monsters you can transform into sources. You get I think you get a spear for Sid that lets you get triple growth materia. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure you get the 2x cut materia down there, which is like the best fucking command materia in the game. You get a cool bunch of cool shit, and you're always rewarded for your exploring, right? Or finding Vincent's ultimate weapon. When you take the submarine and you go up to that place where the ultimate weapon blew up and landed, so you could go in and talk to is it Lucretia, Vincent's ex wife? I think it was his wife. Or when you go to the snow place and you walk in and you find the screen where you see Eris's mother, Ifalna, and Professor Gast, I think, right? Where the two that were together and them talking, right? And all of the side and we just said Chocobo Racing, the weapons, all of that side content, like. Getting the most grindy thing in 7 was probably the master materia, where you had to master one of each type of materia to get the big thing. Like, I don't know, it felt like the side content in that game was so much more rewarding and actually like fun to do. It wasn't like, let's go to the next city and clear the next 20 hunt quests where we just get a quest, run to the monsters, kill them, and go back, right? Like that kind of shit didn't exist. Like that's bullshit, dude. That's some fucking bullshit, right? I mean, there's a lot of like minor regs that I could give on the systems as well. The weapon system was a good idea, but just boring in execution. You really only needed one sword the entire game. Whatever whatever your ultimate weapon is, or the machine blade, as you upgrade it. Like you never really, even though enemies have weaknesses, I don't think I ever really switched out past like the second hour in that game. I just used my one sword for everything. Magic types are disappointing. The execution of that system was pretty good, but the magic available was really boring. You had like 4 magics, right? You had like fire, ice, or fire, water, blizzard, and lightning, and then you could add like little bonus elements to them, but you never really needed to do any of that. I don't know. The item system, I think, was way too generous. Potions were overpowered. These are balance issues, right? But one potion restoring half of your HP. The fact that you could get knocked over and then killed and still have the opportunity to Phoenix down got a little bit stupid. I think items were way too powerful in that game. Summons looked fucking awesome and were badass, but you hardly got to interact with them at all. Like I think I casted Ramu like 3 times, 2 times I think the entire game. It was awesome when it happened, but like you interact with it so rarely. It's like some of the camera systems, if you were like in an area with trees or in a hallway, the camera shit would fuck you. Obviously, the entire last area when you have the ring was a fucking nightmare. But I mean, I think they've already addressed that it's a nightmare. The idea of like coming back to the world after everything had gone dark was really cool, except you didn't really get to explore it all. Dark world themes are explored, pretty heavily in a lot of games. Like I know, like in Zelda games, is it common? I think in Zelda games it's fairly common, right? I know, like in A Link to the Past, you have the original world, and then you go to the Dark World, right, which is like a mirror of the normal world except in dark mode. In Ocarina of Time, you've got the first world, and then you travel to the future, and then now you're in the dark world. Not the dark world, I'm sorry, the future, which is really dark. The reason why these places are cool, in my opinion, is because you get to see how things have changed. How has everything impacted everything else, right? This once, bustling and thriving Hyrule is now reduced to a place with creepy long-armed fucking dudes that jump on your head. Or the awesome Zora's Fountain with the water flowing everywhere and the Zora dudes or whatever. being all over the place. It's just frozen and ice, and it's horrible, right? And the Gorons are all gone, and it's sad. You go up there, and like everybody's, right? It's fucked, and it gives you that feeling of being fucked. And I guess you kind of get that evolution of the world of Final Fantasy 15, but it's for like 2 seconds, and then you don't really do much. You just kind of run a little bit, get picked up by a car, and then you go to the final area, which kind of sucks. But then again, watching that world transformed isn't even really that entertaining because the world was never that entertaining in the first place, right? Right. In Final Fantasy 7, once you see, I think it's Meteor on the horizon, and the music is really gloomy in the world map. Every time you go to a place and visit it, all the people are really down, like they're watching out the windows, waiting for Meteor to come, talking about the end of the world. Some really depressing shit. You don't really get that much in Final Fantasy 15. But, yeah. I was going to shit on some of the reviews. Polygon, IGN, CNET, all these people, like, gave this game, like, really great scores. I think that Final Fantasy 15... I should have started the review off with this. Final Fantasy 15 represents everything that sucks today about RPGs. They try really hard to make some things really good, but they don't give a fuck at all to like the story or the characters. And that's just really disappointing to me. I'm running around with 4 guys that I really don't give a fuck about, a main character that I definitely don't give a fuck about, with a love interest that I've never given a chance to give a fuck about, fighting a villain that I didn't even know I was supposed to give a fuck about him until halfway through the fucking game when he kills the love interest that I didn't have the chance to give a fuck about, right? And also, one of the party members that I don't really give a fuck about, I find out, 3/4 of the way through the game, that he was like an android. Not an android, but he was like a magic monster created dude, right? And I was like, what the fuck is the point of this? When you find out that Prompto was like a magica or a demon, I don't even know, a demon dude. I don't know, who the fuck cares? And it's like kind of a sad moment but then he uses his like hand to unlock a door, and you're like, well, it's because I'm a demon. And then they're all like, oh, dude, it's all cool. You're a demon. We don't really give a fuck though, because this whole story is fucking garbage, and we're just trying to get to the end of the game. It's like, okay. Also, the boss fights in this game sucked ass too. What the fuck, man? I didn't even know what the fuck was going on in some of these fights. Maybe I'm getting old, but I'm like flying around the screen, like mashing fucking triangle, and if I start falling, I hit triangle again, and then I just mash the O button. It's like, holy shit, like the fight. All the boss fights were hectic as fuck, right? And boss fights are supposed to be a reward for progress and a reward for mastering, the combat system, so that when you go to fight the bosses, now you've got your things that you've leveled up and you've mastered, and you're able to use those in the boss fights. But that never really happens. You never really get the opportunity to do that, because every boss fight is kind of like an extended QuickTime event. And, I don't know, like, it's just kind of weird, like, that you spend the whole game, like learning about magic and how to control your character, but then when you get to the boss fights, like the controls are always almost completely and totally different. Like what the fuck is that? Like what the fuck was that last fight between Noctis and I don't want to say your brother. Fuck, I should have looked at this guy's relationship to you. The guy that's like fighting you, that's evil or whatever, right? It's just fucking weird as fuck. It's bizarro as fuck. Where you're pushing triangle and throwing like 50 swords at the dude and like.
What am I supposed to be doing?
Fuck this game. The Destiny score for this game, I'm giving this game a 3.5 out of 10, okay? Because it sucked, all right? It sucked in the worst ways. Because it was pretty good in some ways, but it didn't do anything with what it was good with. Like, the characters sucked, the story sucked, the combat system was fun, but they didn't do anything with it. You didn't get any awesome weapons to pick from. Your allies in combat were just fucking dumb. They just kind of walked around and sliced everything up. Even the gun guy would stand like right in front of an enemy and shoot him. This is fucking dumb. The relationships were dumb. Lumeo Freya was dumb. Fuck this game, dude. Fuck this game. I'm really disappointed in this game. If they would have spent more time on the story and more time on the characters, this legitimately could have been one of the coolest fucking games I've played in a long time, because it had the environment to do it. Similar to Metal Gear Solid 5, where if you didn't have fucking Boob Girl dancing in the rain like a fucking dog or whatever, and Solid Snake Venom voiced by Jack fucking Bauer, never talking about anything, and the Wabasaki parasites that stand in for nanomachines, because apparently Hideo has forgotten how to write a story like Metal Gear Solid 3 that doesn't revolve around micro nanomachines, explaining every single element of the plot. And copy-pasted content. It's not like Metal Gear Solid 5 has so many of the same problems as this game. I hope the games in the future... I don't know, dude. I'm going to play The Last of Us soon, and I'm going to play... I'll probably play Undertale eventually, but I'm going to play The Last of Us soon, and hopefully that game like revives my love for RPGs, or shows me a story and characters that you actually care about. And that would be really cool. If you have any suggestions for this, I guess... In terms of doing future reviews, I could try to make them more structured, but that would take more time, which would make me less willing to do them. Or maybe super willing. I mean, I guess if this video got like 100,000 views or some shit, then maybe it's like, okay, well, fuck it, I need to do it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to spend too much time on these. These are just kind of general overthoughts. If you thought it was too long, if you thought it was too short, if you thought I could do anything different, feel free to leave a comment below. Unfortunately, I do read all of my YouTube comments, as much as it pains me to say it. So any comment you leave below, I'll read it, check it out. I don't know, maybe I'll mix it up for next time. I might do a review of these for The Witcher 3 afterwards, although I haven't done the DLC yet. I don't know if I'd want to do 2 or wait until I do the DLC to do 1. I'm not sure, but yeah, thanks a lot for watching. I guess I'll be back with the next AAA game we play. It's probably going to be The Last of Us, and hopefully that game sucks a little bit less shit than Final Fantasy 15 did. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace out.